Today I'm going to show you how I decorated this beach-themed cake. Come join me. So this cake is going to be a vanilla quarter sheet cake that's going to have some strawberry compote filling. So here I am kind of cutting that cake in half, and I'm going to use some buttercream to put onto the cake board to keep it in place as I am crumb coating the cake. So here I am putting some buttercream into the center of the cake to fill it. I'm adding a dam to the outside of the cake to keep that strawberry compote from seeping out the sides of the cake. I'm adding the strawberry compote now, and I'm just spreading that up to the sides of that buttercream dam that I've added. Adding a bit more to make sure that it's covered, and adding that top coat. Now I'm going to add that crumb coat to make sure that there are no crumbs on the outside of my coating of icing. So I'm going to make sure that my cake has crisp edges, and I'm just going to proceed with covering this cake. And once I have that done, I'm going to begin decorating the cake. So the bottom third of the cake here, I'm adding some sand colored icing, and I'm just going to spread that across. And there's not any particular way that I'm doing this as far as the edge of that. Just kind of across the bottom. And I'm going to add my water. I'm using several different shades of blue, lightest at the bottom and then the darkest at the top. And I'm blending them a bit so that it looks like water. And then at the top, I'm going to add a bunch of different colors, some yellow, orange, some pink and purple, and I'm going to blend them at the top of the cake. And that's going to really function as our sunset. Here I'm adding some white that will function as some waves and like the foam that happens in the water. So I'm adding that, and it's just using my spatula to kind of mess it up a little bit and kind of drag it across the blue area to make it look like it's kind of traveling across the wave, across like waves. And as I mentioned, here I am adding those colors for the sunset, and I'm blending that across the top of the cake. Next thing I'm doing is just kind of adding those same colors along the side of the cake. So it continues along the edges of the cake. So it's not just white. And again, I'm just blending that out a bit. Here I am adding some brown dots that will be for my trees, my palm trees. Once I add those, I'm going to add some leaves or to each one of the two trees. And I'm also adding some coconuts there. Adding some crushed up graham crackers for some sand along the bottom on the beach to make it look more realistic. Here I am piping some flowers that I'm going to put along the bottom of the palm trees. I'm going to put them into the freezer to allow them to harden a bit so I can pick them up and place them. And now they're out of the freezer, I'm placing them. I'm adding a pink shell border along the top. Then I'm going to add a bottom smaller shell border in blue just to kind of look like some waves along the bottom of the cake. And lastly, I'm writing happy birthday to the person this cake is to. And with that, that will complete the cake, aside from adding flowers to each one of the corners, which you can see 3 are already in place. And with that, that does complete the look of the cake, which you'll see here momentarily. And if you enjoyed watching this video, I encourage you to like, comment, share, and subscribe so that you don't miss any future content. I would love if you would become an ongoing subscriber to the channel. And with that, this is the final look of the cake. And again, thank you for joining us. And here's a final spin. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you watching. Come again.